All right, with Bobbi Stricker here after the first round of the LPGA Epson Tour Q School.
Yep.
75 today. Obviously,
Yep.
probably not the number you had in mind starting the day, but
No.
what did you? What were you fighting out there, and
Yeah.
what do you have to get kind of turned around for the next 2 days?
Yeah. You know, I was nervous this morning. I was really nervous the whole 18 holes until I'm fine now, but didn't putt super great. I had a 4 putt and a 3 putt today. Yeah, so when my putting is not good, it really, like, if anything else is not good, I can kind of like deal with it, but for when putting is not good, I like really can't deal with it for some reason. It just is like one of those things that saves me all the time.
Sure.
So when it's not going good, I start to panic, and I kind of panicked. I also just didn't hit it like super consistently. I have been fighting this too much of a draw really all summer, and got new equipment as of literally my whole entire bag is different except my wedges and my putter as of like my last Epson Tour event, so last weekend.
Wow.
And I really enjoyed, I just went kind of heavier and not stiffer, but it feels stiffer, but I went heavier with everything to try to like eliminate this draw. And it's a ton better, but I can tell when I get into like tense situations, it still kind of shows up. So yeah, I am literally going to the range right after we're done here.
Okay.
I hit some good shots, so I know what it feels like and what needs to be done. But my short game was good. I chipped nicely. I got up and down a lot, and I did make some putts, but I also just didn't.
Sure.
My lag putting was not the greatest either. So.
What kind of clubs did you have in the bag? What kind are in there now?
I had Callaway, Callaway irons. I had a Titleist driver, a Titleist utility club, and then I had Callaway like 3 and 5 woods.
Okay.
Everything, all my irons are now Titleist. All my woods are Ping.
Wow.
And then I have Titleist wedges, and then the same putter that I've had for a while.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And normally when a stricker doesn't putt well, then if you're on TV, then people in the booth are all like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Yeah. But so I can understand why that would be a little bit unnerving.
Yeah. It was very unnerving.
Was it these Bermuda greens at all, or was it more the putter?
No, like the strokes and like the confidence of the lines that we were seeing. We were reading things right. I think we kind of figured that out last year with Indio, whatever that. Right. And then the grain. So I feel like we figured that out, and I see my dad and I we read them together, so I see we're both seeing the same thing. It was just kind of the confidence of like the stroke that I was putting on them. So.
And you're also coming back here, after a year on the Epson Tour. Yeah. And so when you're working to get out there, you don't know what's on the other side. Now you know what's on the other side, and you're coming back here to try to get back there. Yeah. How is that different in terms of coming back? Yeah, it's
definitely. Emily and I talked about this actually yesterday. It's definitely like we had so much fun, so it's definitely, I mean, obviously that's where you want to be. That's where we all want to be. And yeah, there's like a craving for it because we met so many cool people, and we went to go see some really fun places, and we were on our own. We had Tess, and the 3 of us were kind of just a little squad all summer, which was really fun. But yeah, we literally just had this conversation like yesterday afternoon, and we both played well last year, so I think it's just knowing what we've done here. Yes, it wasn't the goal to be back here right now again, but knowing that it can be done, we did do it, and just kind of pull those good vibes. Not so much stress about like the outcome. I know that her and I, we both kind of said the same thing last year. We just really like, I didn't think about stage 2 until I hit my last wedge shot into 18 on the 4th day. Like it's just one good shot at a time. I didn't do a very good job of that today. Definitely was a little different feeling of like, I had a lot of chitter chatter, but yeah, I don't even know if I answered your question, but
you did. I mean, the difference coming back here.
Yeah.
What about your first year on the Epson Tour was different than you expected?
Yeah.
What was What was there anything about it that you did expect and that it kind of lived up to that?
Those girls are really freaking good.
Yeah.
Like, really good. And I knew that, but once you get out there and you, like, feel like you played a solid round and then you're done and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm literally, like, 40th place, and I feel like I did exceptional,
right.
you know?
Right.
So it definitely made me... At the end, I feel like I gained a little bit more confidence, and each time that each tournament I would show up to, it was like, okay, like that feeling that you do belong there. But it's tough, and the girls are good. You're learning new golf courses. That was one thing that was kind of a challenge. You're like trying to get acclimated to the feeling that you're out there, and then you're trying to learn a new golf course, and that was a lot. But each tournament that we went to, I don't know, you get more and more comfortable.
Sure.
And it's a really cool group of women, and yeah, I hope I can be back there.
Well, because I think a lot of people that read this will be, you know, young golfers, junior golfers in Wisconsin that wonder, can I ever do this? I mean, you know, you're way too early in this to put any timetable on anything. But with 1 year under your belt, I mean, what's the message? What did you learn about, you know, what you have to do to get where you want to go?
Well, I guess about myself, I've learned that I'm still, like, learning and growing. That's one thing that, like, I feel like my dad and I talked about it this morning. Like, I know from 1 year ago right now that I am better than I was 1 year ago. So just that, like, golf goes like this, but in the whole grand scheme of things, I feel like I'm still trending in the correct direction. But that also, like, yeah, it takes a lot of hard work, but also, like, the belief and trust in yourself is a huge piece of it.
Right.
And yeah, it's just golf's hard. It made me feel good to hear, Emily, and now you talk about the fact that you didn't just grind out there. You allowed yourself to go out and take advantage of new experiences to make more new experiences. I mean, you knew where you were headed to play golf courses, but you clearly did a lot of things around those golf courses that made the whole experience fun. Whose idea was that, and was that kind of the goal from the get-go? I feel like it was a mixture of both of our ideas. We like, for example, we went out for 2 weeks out on the East Coast, and I don't know if Emily shared the story, but we flew into New York City to go to Connecticut, and we spent a day and a half in the city. I feel like it's healthy to, like, do other things other than golf all the time, and we find time to go get ice cream often. You know, take your mind off, because it is a grind, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to perform well. And I mean, I would think she would say the same thing. Like, we didn't have the year that probably we wanted. But yeah, I mean, Bible studies, you know, group dinners. It's just it's cool when you're doing it and sharing those experiences with people that understand what you're doing. And yeah, we really did take full advantage of that this summer.
She said it was her first time in New York City. You've probably been there before.
I have.
Oh, that's right. President's Cup, right?
Yes, President's Cup. We actually stayed at the hotel that we stayed at for the President's Cup.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of her tour guide. I mean, I haven't been there maybe like five times or so. We would go watch the U.S. Open tennis too when I was playing tennis in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we as a family have been there maybe like 3 times, and then went to the President's Cup, and then we went one time before the President's Cup actually. So yes, we had a ton of fun. We saw all the sights that you should see if it was your first time in New York. We went up in the Empire State Building, Times Square, Financial District, all that stuff. So yeah, we had a really good time.
What was, as you look at the schedule as a whole, what was the you know, maybe the surprisingly the most fun stop that you had?
I
can tell you what hers was.
You really? I would say that one. We went to Connecticut, and then we played a course on Long Island. We played Friar's Head, and in between this Connecticut tournament and then we went to Albany. We drove a lot. We drove like well, we were in the city, and then we drove to Connecticut, and then we had to drive down and around to get to Friar's Head. So that was probably my stop. What was her stop favorite?
Well, that was outside of New York City, because that was her first time there. And, you know, she's a country girl.
Yeah.
And but she said that meeting Kate Brody and going to Island Resort Casino and gambling for the first time was good, especially because she came out ahead and she may quit there.
That's really funny.
Gambling? Yeah. So that was fun. Do you miss Tess not being here?
A lot, yes.
Did she talk to you guys about her decision to just not enter this year?
Yep. Yeah.
Do you think you'll see her again, or is it one of those things where, I mean, she's been through the grind, what, 3-4 years?
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. And obviously we're in her corner, whatever she decides. And selfishly, we want her out here. But also understand the feelings that she's having and the want to be other places sometimes. I mean, I totally get it. We were gone, and that was another thing that, you know, another learning experience, how much you're gone. And for stretches, like 2 to 3 week stretches at a time. Like, that's hard. So, I mean, we love Tess. Tess is like a big sister to all of us. And we had a ton of fun. We did kind of treat the last tournament. We came from Oregon to Emily and I did, and we all 3 were there, and we did kind of treat it like our last hurrah. It's kind of emotional, actually, but I think we'll see Tess. I know her, and she's a competitor. I hope this winter she still kind of sticks with it and plays whatever she can, because, like I said, selfishly, we love her out here.
And speaking of your trip from Spokane or Oregon here, it was quite adventuresome. I saw smoke up in the northwest, and then I might have seen somebody driving through a large puddle. But I heard you were coerced into maybe doing it.
Yes, well, we were on our way to In-N-Out Burger, and this was the only way to In-N-Out Burger, so we had to drive through the puddle.
On the 10? Was it on the 10?
No, it was the frontage road off the 10. Okay. I don't know what the road is. But we had to fly into Phoenix, and then we drove from Phoenix, and didn't understand that the 10 was full of whatever that was, mud, I think it was, from this hurricane or tropical storm or whatever. So we actually took this exit early enough, but the puddles were scary, and the cars that were like on the side of the road that were already stuck. I was like, Emily, if we get stuck, I don't know how we're getting out, because we'd have to swim out of the car. So yeah, I actually had dinner with some family friends that actually live here full time the other day, and showed her that video, and she was like, yeah, you're not supposed to drive through that, but we had to get it to In-N-Out Burger. So
such
priorities.
Is life. Yeah, absolutely.
Priorities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Bobbi, thank you so much for telling us about your year, and good luck tomorrow at Indian Wells.
Thank you.